Welcome, everybody. See if we're all welcome to the live show. Let me see where the chat box is. Hold on. This is the first time. Can everybody hear me okay? We're using StreamYard tonight, and I want to make sure everybody can hear me. I don't see our chat box. Let's see the comments. Happy New Year. Hey, thank you. Evening. Let me say happy. Can everybody see the chat box? Because we're using StreamYard tonight. Hey, Reby, what's up? Let me say hi to Reby. We're a little early, so hang on. Okay, I got a quick question. Can everybody see the chat box? I'm using a new software, and I don't know if people can hear me or see the chat box. Hey, what's up? Let me see. Can everyone see the chat box and hear me? Yep, can hear and see fine. Okay, good. I'm using StreamYard this evening, so I wasn't sure. We're going to do a call-in, so we're going to let people call in with their Delphi questions and talk about their opinions on who they think the suspects are. So we're going to start out, again, going through the case, but also hearing people and what they think about the case. But let's give it another minute while people hop on. Awesome, thank you. Let me make sure Reby's a moderator. I think you still are, right, Reby? Okay. We love Reby here. We just want to make sure she's got the moderator title. I think. Let me see. Okay, you do. Okay, good. Sorry. Okay, great. So we'll give it a little bit longer to see who comes on. I had a little bit of an issue. I scheduled a live stream yesterday, and then when I used StreamYard, it was like impossible to get both going at the same time. But I want to make sure that hey, Jenny, I want to make sure that we're including, be able to share our screen, be able to do a live call, and excuse me, be able to do stuff to keep it entertaining. Yeah, please hit the like. Thank you. It does help. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just getting used to this. Show comments on stage. What does that mean? Let's see if I do that. Comments take the stage. Oh, perfect. There we go. Okay, sorry. I'm really getting used to this. Let's regular, medium, font, big, banners, media. Let's see what else I can do if I can share anything. Sorry about this. I'm not trying to use everybody as like a test run. Just trying to see what the different features are. Screen layout, picture in picture. I don't even know what that means. Okay, so, the goal is to really eventually make enough noise so people hear about us and hear that we are going to try our best to free Richard Allen. Again, not now, but down the road, I want to get a donation thing going where we can put up billboards where he's at in prison, and I'll put a good majority of my company's money on the line as well. And then if people not now, I don't have any capabilities, but down the road we donate and we have big billboards up and we try as much, I want to help Ricky Allen's wife as well, and try to support her. I've been looking into GoFundMe pages, even however we can help the people. You can share the individual comments by clicking on them. Oh, okay. Here, let's try that one. Oh, look at that. It was a trail spin. Sorry. Yeah, so I want to do as much as I can to support the family and help because, can you imagine being that wife, being the daughter, and having their father locked up in 130 years in such a small community? Sometimes you have to act louder than they're capable of doing. and you have to really scream, shout, and be the poster child of the situation so they can actually be heard. Because I feel like Rick, again, I said this in my past live stream, I feel like Rick was very calm, very passive. And I feel like he needs like almost like gorillas to fight for him and really show him that we're here for him. Yeah, exactly. Good evening, Ted. Thank you, Sunflower. I was just going to say that too. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Okay, so let's, again, I'm brand new to StreamYard. Sorry, I don't mean to get off on the wrong foot this evening. I'm just trying to see how we could. So next week, we'll be able to share all our documents with you guys and be like a normal YouTube channel. Right now, obviously, you guys just hear me talk, and it might be like, holy cow, this guy's talking again. So we're going to have a next level to this. So please just like and subscribe. So basically, I want to pick everyone's brains. I was trying so hard. There's a really smart gunsmith who commented in my chat thread. It was thanks to Montana Girl, sent me a link of a guy who's been in the gun world forever. He's a gun expert. He's one of the best. He's an ex-Marine. Thank you for his service. 10 years, 20 years of service. And I was trying to reach out to him today because I would love to get him online and talk about chambering around, because he broke it down so well when he was talking. And he hasn't gotten back to me yet, but he commented on a thread and said, like, professional gunsmith here, please come on, hear me out. And I really wanted to get him on tonight, but he hasn't responded yet. I don't know how to reach out to him, but he's a very smart young man. I say young man, he's younger than me, but he's been through hell and back. He's a veteran. We thank him more than anything. I mean, he is, the reason why we're free. And I was trying to get him on. So long story short, I gave him really short notice. I was like, please join. And like, I connected the dots because Montana Girl was like, hey, check out this guy's footage on chambering around. And I'm like, my God, that's the veteran that commented on my page. And I reached out to him, but, it was short. So love to get him on. I really wanted to get him on. You can share individual comments. Okay, we're going to start sharing. Again, thank you all. Let me see if everybody can hear me. Hopefully you'll see this live. Yeah, exactly, Reby. That's what we really want. Let me see if I can share. I might not be able to share this screen, and I apologize. Let me see. What is this button here? For some reason, you can't do a dry run with StreamYard like before it happens. I would have handled this before. Oh, share screen. Here it is. Okay. So I wanted to look up some stuff on Ron Logan real quick. So hang tight. Oh my God, you can actually share the screen. You guys don't have to watch me the whole time. It's like a breath of fresh air. You guys don't have to. You can see other stuff. Okay, hold on. Ron Logan. Okay, I wanted to pick everyone's brain about this particular thing. Okay, 1 second. Thank you. Let me just say thank you. Okay, I'm going to try to share the screen, and then if you guys can let me know if you can see it. And again, I'm getting right new to the StreamYard. I know I seem like an amateur here. Got Reby and myself for trying to just fight through this. Thank you for your patience. Okay, let me see. Share screen. Okay, wait, share screen. I'm just going to click on it and see what happens. Share screen. Screen sharing is easiest within 2 monitors. Screen sharing works best on a good computer. Okay, I'm getting a good computer on Monday. It's being mailed. Let me try it. It might totally shut down. We'll see. Entire screen. I'll just try. I don't know if it'll even work. Can everybody see the screen of Ron Logan right here? Please, just make sure you don't share your screen with personally. Yep, exactly. Thank you. I'm not. Can you see Ron Logan? Let me try this. 1 second. Ted investigates Edit the screen name. I have no clue. What is this? Can anybody see it or no? Can you see Ron Logan here? And sorry to use everyone as a trial run. No. Okay. Okay. 1 second. Add to stage. I'm going to add this. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, everyone. 1 second. I'm trying my best. Oh no, it's acting crazy. 1 second. 1 second. We're going to get rid of this. Stage. Okay. Okay. So next stream, everyone will be, we'll have everything full for invite a guest. Okay. So does, okay. Hold on. Hi, Ted. What's up, everybody? Let me just say, hey. Okay. So next week, I'm going to have an actual, like a really like small, again, I own a small business, so I'm fronting this my own money, but it's a real small studio we were able to work out. And it's also, we have a computer that actually will be able to share a screen so I can show you documents, court cases, videos. We can go through the interrogation. We can go through a lot of fun stuff. Right now I'm limited for whatever reason, and I apologize, but just stay with me, like, share, subscribe, and we'll have much better stuff. So I want to invite a guest. If anybody wants to hop on and hear their opinion on who they think would be a suspect or why they feel Ricky Allen is innocent, I would invite you on. Is there anybody right now that wants to hop on and give their take? If not, that's fine, but I just wanted to kind of feel everyone out. I'm going to put the link in. I wonder if it'll let me put the link in. Let me just try. That's why I got StreamYard tonight, because of the fact that I know I can't share my screen and share a lot of things that people want to see. So I figured let's hear from our great viewers and all the opinions they have, because you guys have so much good knowledge compared to anyone that I feel like it is amazing. Oh, wait. Texas lady, did I give you your wrench? 1 second. Let me, oh boy, how do I do this now? 1 second. I'm trying my best. I made sure Reby was part of it. I don't know how, I know I gave it to you. Wait, let me try to make you a favor. Does that work? Do you have a wrench now? Sorry, my hair. That's so weird. Why can't I make you? I thought you were already. So Reby was already part of the moderator. Hey, Ted, Texas lady needs her wrench when you have time. Yep. I'm definitely trying. Please, if you can hear me. I thought I made her already. 1 second. Let me see if I can help her. So I'm on StreamYard. Does anybody know how to? 1 second, Texas lady, please. I really want you to be the moderator. I don't know why it's acting up. How did you get so involved in this case, Dad? Oh, I loved it, or not loved it. I shouldn't say that. I mean, it's a horrible case. I've been interested since 2017, and I've been an outsider looking in. So I've been one of those people that seen Richard Allen, thought it was Bridge Guy, and ignored all the evidence that points that it's not him. So once, God, I want to say it might have been 2023 where, so I do sales for a living. I cover, again, I run a business, but the area I covered was 10 states. So it was right around the Idaho 4, same time with so I've always known about Delphi, right? I have family that are about 60 miles north from Delphi. I've been to Purdue University. I have friends there. And when I was out there for work, I was at a Marriott. I stayed at a Courtyard, and so it's kind of funny. So I'm on the road. I'm a salesman, run my own business. At the time, I was a salesman, and I cover a large area. So we're always on the road. We drive like 200,000 miles a year. and we're banging on doors. We're really grinders. Like we are, um, without getting in the industry, I sell to like plastic surgeons, dermatologists, internal medicine, med spas. So I'm always banging on doors, right? I'm getting kicked out of places, and I'm always like trying to say, hey, the owner wanted to see me. It's a very tough life. It's a very like brick by brick. I almost think of myself almost like it's like a blue collar profession where you're just grinding day and day night, making 1,000 calls, trying to get meetings. And I was in the town of Purdue, staying at a courtyard, and I went to the Walmart out there, and I was probably about 15 minutes from Delphi, maybe 20. And I love true crime. I always have. I've always been fascinated with stuff ever since I was a third grader and we got attacked by somebody that ran at us. So my good friend's dad was in the FBI, and there was somebody with like a ski mask that ran after us. My close friends. It was like the block across the street. So long story short, I've always loved true crime. I've always been infatuated with serial killers. There was a serial killer. I worked at a mall in Illinois. There was a serial killer there. His name was Paul Runge. He worked at the Stratford Square, which was a mall where I worked, and he worked at the Honey Baked Ham. And I was always scared of like John Wayne Gacy. When I was younger, I worked in West Allis where Jeffrey Dahmer is. So I've always been like, I've been scared when I was younger. And then, when I got older, when I'm 13, 14, 15 to now, I've been fascinated with that. Please call in if you can. So anyways, long story short, always loved true crime. Then with YouTube, watching so many true crime channels, but then being in Delphi and seeing that take place and knowing that it was right there. And Bridge Guy, I remember seeing that photo, that big billboard in Indiana, Crown Point. I was driving through Crown Point and it had the Bridge Guy photo, or it had like this sketch. I think it had the older man sketch, not the younger guy, the older man sketch where it showed like the all points bulletin and how he's wanted. And I've just been fascinated ever since. Yep, exactly. I won't name my company. Exactly. I'll never name my company. Holy cow, Bloomingdale, Illinois. Yep, you were spot on. So Paul Runge worked at the Honey Baked Ham, which was near the Taco Bell. Exactly. Holy cow, yeah. I used to work at the Marshall Fields there in Bloomingdale, Illinois. That's funny. Holy cow, that is... Oh, yeah, the Bayou. Yeah, the Bayou with all those guys that are drowning. Is that what you're talking about? That is crazy. Screw the trolls. I think Ted is connected. No, I'm definitely not connected. Now, I might be, and again, I want to tell you, and it's not me, but I have family members. Have you ever seen the movie Casino? I'm related, and again, I'm not violent at all, but if you ever seen Joe Pesci in Casino, that's one of my cousins. So again, I'm not saying that to like scare you. Like again, I was raised where if you said God's name in vain or you said SHIT, you would be in trouble. So we were the side of the family that was not criminals at all. But yeah, we had people in the Chicago outfit back then. Oh, I bet they're real nasty. Yeah, I bet they want to get to me. Exactly. So does anybody want to call in this evening? I knew it. That's funny. Yeah, so the Chicago outfit right now is in Island Lake, Illinois. It's Sally D, which is Sally D, like his nickname is Sally D, and he owns a carpet cleaning company, and he's like a terrible individual with Joey the Clown Lombardo, who died at the Supermax prison. Again, I'm not like mafia. You probably can hear my accent, but I mean, I'm nowhere near like Italian mafia. I'd be scared to hurt anybody. So anyways, let's look at what we have. I really should be educated more so my accent doesn't tell you. But so anyways, let's go to, does anybody wait, Texas lady, were you able to get, I wonder if this is StreamYard now. Wait, I'm going to try to make you. Imagine in the ring with Holman. So, okay. Thank you, Reby. Yes, I love Reby. Reby, if there's any way you can make Texas Lady, no matter what, on the next chat, she will be part of it. I have StreamYard right now, and for whatever reason, I cannot make you part. So when I click on your icon, let me try one more time without spending too much time. I cannot get you. For whatever reason, I can't make you moderator. I thought I made you moderator, and I thought it's like indefinite, but I apologize. I'll figure out. So Holman, what does everybody think? Thank you, Texas. So Holman, what does everybody think about Detective Holman? Like, is there anybody that thinks I'm out of my mind and he 100% matter of fact is innocent with how he positioned himself against Richard Allen? Yep, that's what I'm hoping, Shelley. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm hoping. One second. How do I get... So does anybody, and again, if you don't want to use your face, just do audio. Does anybody want to call in right now? And again, I just want to hear your opinion. We're not going to grill you on here. We're not going to like try to pick you apart. We're just looking for good content because next week we'll be able to share our screen and like show the interrogation and show a lot of different reasons why we feel Richard Allen's innocent and why people are why the other people are guilty. But does anybody want to hop on? Hey, Cripex, would you guys like to hop on here? Let me just see if there's anybody that had messaged me. Let me see. I'd call. Wait. I'm just looking. I'm sorry. I'd call in, but I already said enough. Amig, please. If you want to restate what you're saying, there won't be anybody to like pass judgment. There won't be anybody to say like, "Hey, we've had enough." We will be supportive and hear you. So I would love to hear anybody that has like a theory on Richard Allen or a theory about the Dropbox or like a criminal network connection. I know a lot of people message me about like saying, hey, there's YouTube videos that are encrypted and people are hacking the encryption that can tell. So if anybody would like to merge in, and again, let me know in the next like 2 minutes and then we'll go on with what we're going to talk about. Not a one-man job. How did one guy control two strong? Exactly. So how did one man control two really strong girls? That's a great question that I would love to dig deep in. I got a wild channel where I talk a lot. Please, talk a lot. I bet you RA's attorney found Ted. Yeah. No, so I would love to give money towards like a good attorney that could actually get Richard Allen out. But please, if there's anybody, there's 42 people on right now. If there's anybody that wants to share anything, we won't pass judgment. Knowledge is power. Like knowing more. Most people on here, I feel like we want to keep an open mind and we want to hear people on what they have to say. Again, like for like if it's super, one way or the other, it's good to hear because the best arguments are ones that are discussed with all the different people's opinions. And if not, I'll figure out. Let me see. I wish I could share my screen. Hold on. Oh, wait here. Come on, guys. I want to hear someone. Come on, guys. Wait. Come on. Oh, wait. I should show it. Does that work? Come on, guys. Someone go have a chat. Yeah, exactly. I can't tell you how many people on this chat thread know more about the case than like anybody in the media, myself, anybody. You guys impress me. I get emails all day. I get texts. I get so many different things on great arguments. And I would love you guys to share your arguments because I don't think it's wrong. I think there's so many different angles with this case that I think it'd be hard to like say, hey, this guy's right, this guy's wrong. It's just almost impossible. Surprising enough, RA supporters. Please, is there anybody that wants to tell me why they feel it's Richard Allen or why they don't feel it is, or talk about the unspent round or the chamber cartridge? And again, I don't want to waste this entire live stream trying to get someone to join. So, yeah, exactly. I'm a massive RA supporter. So, Meg, tell your channel name. Wait a minute. Are you Daisy? I think you joined my TikTok, actually. Is this Daisy? Wait, 1 second. 1 second, Meg. I think I know who you are. I think I just seen you today. 1 second. Let me check. I can't even tell if you guys can hear me. That's the crazy part about StreamYard. Let me see. Mig. Daisy Ass. Is that you, Mig? Watching from Brazil. Awesome. Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. That is awesome to hear. Skin Row. Yes, he's on. This is awesome. Daisy, hop on, please. Let's just hear you out a little bit. I mean, 4 pit bulls for across America. So you were actually on TikTok recently. I thought we were like friends on there. That's funny. I was trying TikTok too. So I tried like all different things. So who wants to hop on? We really want to hear people's point of views, and we'll give a shout out to your channel. Because what we love about this channel is everyone has their opinion, and people have really good things that they're sending me. Like I'm learning a lot just from people. No, not from Rio de Janeiro. Let's put this on. Brazil's beautiful. I've been there once. From southern Brazil, state of Santa Catarina. I just started TikTok. Well, yeah, I just seen you followed me. We were like following each other. And I was like, wait a minute, I know that name. 4 pit bulls across America. That's funny. It was either today or yesterday. I was like, oh yeah, holy cow, there's someone that actually converted from YouTube on. It was awesome. So please follow that channel too. Skin Row. So does anybody want to hop on real quick? And again, on Monday, we're going to be able to share the screen so everybody will be able to see all the documents and videos. And we're going to go through the interrogation of Homan. Right now, I can't on the type of computer I have. But who was the last? Okay. Who was last to talk to victims? Keegan Klein and things Elvis S. said. Puts both victims, in my opinion. Exactly. So does anybody want to talk about that? Here, let me highlight that one. Does anybody want to hop on? Because no one, RA fingerprints not on the round. Was he wearing gloves, or they wiped the round clean because they couldn't put his fingerprints on a bizarre bullet? Doesn't have its own. A chambered bullet is not going to have. It's a great question. If someone wants to answer that, we were trying to actually get a gunsmith on a chambered round. The odds of trying to figure out the ballistics for that is near impossible. I have a cousin who's in Tier 1 special operations, and he said it's pretty much impossible. We have a gunsmith on the channel that is also describing it. You had Logan, who is faking an alibi before a crime has been committed. So Odinism, you have ritual killings, you have, the pagan stuff, but then also you have a gentleman that, according to the FBI, on the cell phone tower in Delphi, pinged about 100-foot radius, which his home was about 14 to 1,800 feet away. And then you also had paganism. You had a guy that faked his alibi before a crime was even found out about. And then he didn't fake his alibi in a transfer station, which makes no sense. So why would you fake one thing and fake another? And then how could a cell phone ping and keep you, especially with the 911 satellite, how does that put you on the bridge, put you at the crime scene around 7:30, and then put you again in an incoming text around 10:30 at that same exact location, which was still another 1,000 feet from your house. When they were pinging his residence, they showed that the circles were still about 900 feet. So if he technically was at his house, it would have been more centrally near the driveway. So if he was in the first or his second bedroom, that ping actually, the majority of those circles would have been further out on the driveway compared to like the backwoods of the area. So you have a lot of stuff that doesn't add up. Please stop the link again. Ted, please. KK didn't have any contact with Libby's phone. Ted dropped the link. Okay, beautiful. I'm going to. Sorry. Okay, 1 second. Where the heck do I get the link? Oh, great. Here we go with, oh, wait, share your referral link. Wait a minute. I don't know why it's saying to join StreamYard. This is not me, but maybe this is the link. Is that it or no? Is that more of just the buy StreamYard? So sees through, they also had a satellite. So like tier 2 and tier 1, we were talking about this with Navy SEALs, SEAL Team 6. You have CAG, which is Combat Applications Group, known as Delta Force. So you have tier 1 units that have satellites that are all across the United States and all across like internationally that are pinging exactly where it has to be. They don't allow law enforcement to obtain those pings for like a case-by-case basis, but the 911 satellite pinged Ron Logan within like 40 feet of the crime scene. So for what I'm saying is when you're like in Afghanistan, you're fighting the Taliban in the mountains and you have to get an AC-10 to hit a location if you're really high up. If you guys ever seen like Lone Survivor, when he had a satellite phone and he was up in the mountain before he got attacked from the Taliban, he was able to position the AC-10 to shoot at the Taliban by using the 911 satellites that we use, and that's exactly what they pulled from Nicole Robertson's report was the satellite data that put Ron Logan at the specific time and specific date of the murders. Invite link, Ted. That link just takes you to stream. Okay. I'm coming, guys. Sorry. I'm coming. Just give me one more second. Where the heck is this link? Okay, I got it. I'm brand new to this. Okay. How is that link? Exactly, geofence too. Yep. Okay, does anybody want to hop on? Let me know. And again, sorry, I'm just using StreamYard now, so it's a little bit new. All right. Actually, I'm new to it, so. How the homeman was able to find Anne's car in her dad's driveway. Yeah, exactly. Skinrow, exactly. GPS also puts Ron Logan within feet of the unaligned bodies. Exactly. GPS puts it. The 911 puts it. The satellites. My brother's actually, my stepbrother's tier 2. And it puts it literally, because they're trying to bomb people. They're trying to kill people that are HVTs, high-level targets. Here we go. Add to the stage. Oh, Minji.
Hello there.
Hello. How's it going?
Good. Thanks for joining. Thanks for adding me, not joining.
Yep. I feel like I've seen you actually on Twitter, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, you have. My reputation precedes me.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So please share us your take, and we'd love to hear your input on everything, and whatever you'd like to say.
Yeah. So most of the people in the chat here, well, a lot of them follow me as well, so they already know my take, and they're probably going to be like, "Not you again."
Beautiful. No. I'm thanking you. Thank you. So
wait a second. I'm just gonna. Oh, I just hadn't turned off YouTube. So I am very much staunchly in the camp of Rick Allen is factually innocent, and there's lots of reasons to believe that. He just basically doesn't meet the profile of the crime. So I believe that the crime was committed by an organised sadistic offender based on the crime scene, and there's no way that a 44-year-old man with no history of deviance, with none of the traits that we would expect to see, would have committed a crime. In fact, it's unprecedented. There is no criminal in history that actually has those traits of Rick Allen that has committed such a crime.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, he's definitely not. I was someone a few shows ago was saying, "Oh yeah, Ted Bundy, BTK." I'm like, you couldn't get any more further from Ted Bundy compared to Rick Allen. So
Absolutely. And so that was probably the first thing that got me really kind of into supporting Rick. I'm a psychologist, Ted, so I see clients like Rick all the time. I myself am like Rick, you know, sensitive people who have anxiety and depression. And yeah, he, to me, is the opposite of a psychopathic sadist. I think he has probably too much empathy for this
yeah,
world, and that is why he has spent his whole life doubting himself and feeling like crap. So it's actually just so sad that he's in this state because yeah, like it's just such a crappy experience he's had over the last 3 years that he doesn't
oh,
deserve.
oh, it's terrible. And his anxiety. I remember even his interrogation was like, they already think I'm the man, so it's ruined my reputation. It's, you know, and he cares so much what people think about him that his anxiety's got to be off the chain. He's like, yeah, you ruined my neighbors. Everybody thinks it's me. It's horrible.
Yeah. And I think that Holman doesn't understand Rick because they are absolute polar opposites in their
Yes.
personalities. Now, I'm not here to diagnose anyone or say what someone's personality is without meeting them. But yeah, I think it's hard to understand someone who's sensitive and conscientious and caring when you're using deceptive strategies to try and pin a crime on someone who I don't know that they ever truly believed was responsible for this crime.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree more. God, that is so true. He is the polar opposite and kind of what he was doing. And again, I'm no expert, I'm not a psychologist, but when I was watching that interview, and I've watched thousands of interrogations online, and I was like, holy cow, like this is somebody that is so innocent, and there's somebody, in my opinion, and there's somebody that's trying to push something on somebody so deliberately. It it almost was comical. My dad was a social worker for many years. He wasn't like a private practice psychologist, but he was a social worker in like a behavior disorder school. And he even was talking to me. He's like, man, this is so obvious how innocent this guy is compared to what they're trying to make him out to be. I mean, he's making like direct eye contact with Holman, and like everything he does. I was like, am I crazy? Because the first thing I noticed, I was like, this can't be the guy. And then I started reading other people's comments on interrogation videos. I'm like, okay, I'm not the one that's thinking this,
Yeah.
because it stuck out to me like a sore thumb, you know?
Yeah, and even some of the people who believe Rick is guilty, some of the big YouTubers, they actually had to concede that when they watched the interrogation video, he does not look guilty at all.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not even a slight, because I remember I barely knew about the case. Or no, I mean, I knew about the case in 2017, but barely looked into the case till like 2022. And then I was like, oh, bridge guy. Okay, it looks like him. Okay, they got their guy. But then when I started looking into it, I was like, holy cow. Like,
Yeah,
I don't even have to defend it. I'm like, just watch the interrogation video,
exactly.
you know?
And the more you dig, the more you find the flaws in the case as well. So I don't know, Ted, if you've come across the lost tip narrative. I mean, the whole story of Kathy Shank and Dan Doolan, to me, there's actually evidence just looking at the testimony of mistruths being shared because
Yeah.
Kathy Shank printed that Orion investigative thread in 2019. She didn't just find it in 2022. So there's just too much here that suggests that they know that Rick is not the offender of this
Right.
crime. And how hideous is that, you know, to put an innocent man in this position and also to deny two beautiful girls true justice. It's just gross.
It's gross. Yeah. Oh my God, that's terrible. Well, thank you so much for your input. I mean, I couldn't agree more. And being a psychologist, we're so happy you were able to join. And I really thank you for hopping on. It really helps.
No, of course. And actually, just before I go, if you want to share your screen, I'll just help you to do that because you're nearly on there. You just need to go to the share screen underneath the main screen, and it'll pop up with a few different choices of what screen you want to share. And if you
Oh,
click
okay.
that and then you have to click on that box where it's showing on your screen and put it on the stage.
Oh, okay. Do you think though? So, in the next day, I'm getting a different computer. This is a Google Chrome. So I tried to share the screen earlier, and then it like faded into 1,000 little screens.
Yeah, I saw it.
Do you
No,
think
you
it's
should
because
be
the
able to.
memory of the computer?
No, you should be able to do it. I think what happened there was maybe it seemed like it was sharing the same screen over and over. Just try again. Just have a fiddle around it. It is a bit fiddly at first, and but you'll figure it out. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Don't hold me to it, but thank you. Yeah.
No worries. Hello, everybody in the chat, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Yep. Okay, great. Let's see what else. That was really good. Thank you so much. I mean, she said a lot of smart things. Being a psychologist, too, it always helps. It makes credibility, obviously, to the show. So thank you. Let's see what else we can do here. Does anybody else want to hop on, or I can try to share a screen again and talk about some of the Jenny? She did have a different demeanor with him, but I feel like they had an agenda. We're born with each other. Okay, so what does everybody think about the Dropbox? Please put your info in the chat link. Does anybody have any take on like the Dropbox at all? On like, I don't know if it's Keegan Klein related, but people had access to this like so-called Dropbox. I feel like those that think he's truly guilty should be calling out law enforcement for not catching him sooner when they had conceivable evidence. Yep, that's a great point, Skin Row. If torturing an innocent man, let's see. If torturing an innocent man into falsely confessing is our justice system, what kind of world are we living? Yeah, exactly, Bezo Jones. And everybody, make sure you can subscribe to the channel, please. But wait, I'll keep reading. Okay, I 100% do not believe Rick Allen killed those girls. Felt sick to my stomach when thinking about this case since they thought he was guilty. It's heartbreaking. Yep, Michelle, that's a great point. I'll put you up. Keegan Klein Dropbox, kid-related, probably connected to many. Yeah. So let's talk about that Keegan Klein Dropbox. Does anybody have any intel on that? Dropbox, wait a minute. The Dropbox is what these morons are protecting. Okay, yep. Michelle, I feel it's connected. There's a lot of important people in that Dropbox. Dropbox equals Holy Grail. Dropbox has many more public figures. See? Like, so who is related to this Dropbox, as I want to know? How many people think Keegan Klein, Ron Logan, Holder, Westfall, who would be connected to this Dropbox, in your guys' opinion? Does anybody have any take? I mean, how many people do you think are connected to their Dropbox? Is it an entire network? Second, I got a text. Okay, Keegan Klein, R.I., Patrick Westfall. Who is, or R.L., is that Ron Logan, or who's R.I. and more votes? R.L., okay, Ron Logan. Yeah, Ron Logan, Patrick Westfall, Keegan Klein. His name has been mentioned by many. Exactly, everyone. It could be. I don't think it's related. So does anybody want to hop on and talk about the Dropbox by any chance? Pence appointed Carter. It could be, but I don't think it's related to Abby and Libby. Wouldn't be surprised to find the Holman involved either. That's a great point for the judge for sure. The disgraced judge, now attorney. Family members, one victim, Delphi cops, Delphi officials, math gangs, judge in him, Fouts, hardworking dude. Yeah, so that's pizza owner, wouldn't surprise me. Pizza owner, what pizza place? So does anybody want to hop on right now and give their take on the drop by and who's involved and why? Like, what about Keegan Klein, right? You have a convicted sex offender, was messaging the girl on a catfish account. Do we think he's going to the bridge? Like, do we think he, lured the girls to the bridge? Anything to do with it? Or was that just timing where he's just a pedophile in the area and was messaging like any younger girl in the area? Criminal network. Yeah, criminal network. I was emailing you. Oh, did you get me back to me? Hold on. Let me see. He is busy, so I'd love Criminal Network to hop on because he gave a really good take, and I read his info the other day. Hey, Ted. Okay, wait, hold on. Here. Okay. No problem, Criminal Network. I just got all your stuff. Yep. No problem. So I want to ask you, Criminal Network, what are your thoughts on the Dropbox? The Olympic doctor, yeah. What is his name? That creep job Olympic doctor. I forgot it. Subway guy, Jared. But I know the Olympic doctor was, yeah, that guy's a creep. Criminal. You betcha. KK lured the girls. All planned. Bezo Jones, do you want to hop on really quick and talk about KK lured the girls? I love to hear your take on it. Larry Nazar, that's right. God, that guy's just a sick SOB. That guy's so freaking crazy. That guy's so creepy to sit there and do what he was doing on that massage thing. I think I saw that on Netflix. I mean, that guy is literally the sickest human being I've ever seen. If it was a catfish couch, then most likely the box was too. You're just saying, okay, let's see what Margaret has to say. If it was catfish couch, then most likely the box was too. Just saying either way. Invitation is like suggestion listed presented for comments. Does anybody want to talk about KK live? And if they do, let me see if I can find you're more than welcome to hop on. No one's going to like question you or interrogate you. We'll just let you talk. Here, let me give you the link again. And again, I'm doing this because I can't share a screen. So I figured let's do as many call-ins as possible and get all the viewers info because you guys are like brighter than everybody on the case. I mean, you guys should all be the defense attorneys for how much knowledge people are emailing me and telling me. All right, I sent the link. Peep this. Ricky knew RL since 2017, but Ricky didn't meet KK till 2024. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, bummer, skin row. Okay. And no problem at all. Oh, for sure. Reese is for sure credible. Criminal Network, I agree. He is super credible. Yep. Sad from day one. Trey Stent Carter. Close friends, but Kiki only tainted his info. Let's hear about Keegan Klein. We've never taken a deep dive into Keegan Klein. Is there anybody that would talk a little bit on Keegan Klein that wants to call in? See in block. All right, let's keep going. Okay, that's fine. Let's see who else. KK Dad also. Believe Truth. Would you like to hop on? I fully believe that Reese told what was said to be told. KK has been trying to insert himself into the case ever since. Exactly, Criminal Network. I mean, I don't think it's Keegan Klein, but yeah, I agree. Margaret, what to say? Is Grandpa Sean has same last name as Shavers? Okay, see, you guys have me lost here. AK Steel and Time to Support long ago. Way putting some of them out of work. What the F? Oop, it hid. The FKK's dad is not in prison. Yep, Digital Carter's protecting Abbott and others. Bezos Jones, you guys want to hop on? I feel it was a group of people. I can't even keep. Sorry, you guys are going pretty quick. I'm trying to read this. Let me. Yeah, I don't know if I'm on board with KK yet, but I would love to hear somebody out and talk about it. So if you guys want to just, even if you guys don't believe KK, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Um, does anybody want to hop on? And if not, we can kind of get down to the brass tacks and go through some of the other suspects. But I just feel like the call in with how many people know so much about this case would really benefit people that are watching. I was trying to get that armsman, or I'm sorry, that gun expert in. Haven't heard back. I'd love to talk about chambering around. Um, go read his interrogation. Okay, 1 second. I'll pull that up. 1 second. Let me see. Keegan Klein. And when I do share the screen, it breaks down, so I can't. Keegan Klein interrogation. I'll read it to everybody. Let's see the transcript. I should have got this beforehand. I'm sorry. Oh, the murder sheet. I wonder if this will actually show it. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to read this and then stop me if anybody wants to call in. More than 5 years have passed since the murders of two young girls in a small Indiana town. Nobody has been arrested in the case. Abby Williams and Libby German were found murdered on February 14, 2017. December 2021, Indian State Police requested tips regarding a fake profile under the name Anthony Schatz, saying the creator of the profile was using a picture of a model to speak to underage girls. The next day, teammate uncovered court documents showing men inclined connected to Anthony that law enforcement had been looking into him since 2017, just days before the murder. Now, team has received a transcript of an interview between Klein and investigator in 2020 reveals were using ISP investigators. Unidentified sheriff's office also details some of Libby German's final conversations, including some of the day she was reported missing. The document was given to the IA team by founder of the Murder Sheet podcast. Have been following the case and obtained court documents. The interview was on August 19, 2020, when police were arresting Klein and more than 30 child porn-related charges connected to Anthony Schatz social media of underage. But you admitted that you told Add to stage. Sorry about that, everyone. I have no clue what just happened. Can you guys hear me now? Okay. Sorry about that. I'm going to keep reading. Let me see if it still reads, though. Hold on. Let me see. I'm scared to get off the screen. Were you guys hearing me read the Keegan Klein transcript? If someone could just reply. Oh, you didn't hear me, huh? Shoot. I don't know what happened. Man, I was just reading it for no, that stinks. I was reading it the whole time. So I'm not sure if I can switch screens now. I don't even know. Sorry about that. I was reading so it was a detective asking Keegan Klein all the questions about him contacting her under the Anthony account. And I was reading word for word verbatim, but I'm scared to go back to it because I don't want to get deleted again. I don't believe that Keegan Klein was part of it, but I was just reading the account. But I'm scared to go back to it if nobody can hear me. Does anybody want to talk about this? I can send them the link. I don't know if I can switch pages. Let me see if I can. Okay, sorry about this, everyone. So no one heard any of the transcript that I was reading for like the last 5 minutes, and it's fine if not. I just want to make sure I'm not going crazy. Okay, let me see if anybody wants to. If anybody wants to come on in and talk about Keegan Klein, I was trying to read a transcript. I don't think he's at part of it, but it was just an interesting transcript to read. But again, I'm not going to go to the page and read about it if it deletes me off the entire thing. How did Kiki lure them with no contact with Libby? No, I agree. I think Keegan Klein, it's just interesting that it's another angle, my personal opinion. I think he was just catfishing people because he's a local child molester. I don't think he had anything to do with it. But again, I just think it's another thing to prove Richard Allen to be innocent because you have so many different angles, so many different moving parts. I think with a crime investigation, when you have that many people, it starts to become suspect. And that's why I was reading from it. I just think it's another layer. Let me see here. So what does everybody think about Odinism? Like the defense use that. And again, I would love to keep reading, but I feel like with StreamYard, if you switch over, it just deletes everything I'm saying. So if somebody wants to hop on and kind of give their take on what they think, what does everybody think about Odinism and Brad Holder? It's a possibility. Okay. And sorry, Texas lady, we can't make you moderator. I'll have to fix that. Let me see here. Private chat, people. What is people? Let me see. No comments. Is the prosecution and the ISP do not think King lines evolve, nor does defense. Yeah, exactly. No. I agree with criminal network, or at least in my opinion. No, I'm definitely not a Fed. I have nothing to do with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I mean, that's crazy. Criminal network, I agree with. I'm looking at Keegan Klein as just another person to doubt for Richard Allen. So I don't think Keegan Klein has anything to do with it. He's in prison. I think they would have got to the bare bones of it. The fact that I just think it's another, in my opinion, I think it's just another person to prove that Richard Allen isn't the only person that's been looked into. So it's like, how could you frame one guy when there's so many other moving parts? You have Odinism, you have Keegan Klein, you have Ron Logan, with Brad Holder, Westfall. You have so many people, and I think he just adds to Ricky Allen's innocence. Ricky said it. He planned to kidnap Libby. Didn't expect Abby to be there. Ron. Yep. Yeah. Okay. And there's another person. Okay. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. I don't even know how to go on break. 1 second. Let me see. StreamYard is like impossible. Okay, I will be right back and go to the bathroom. Okay, I'm back. Everybody. Oh my God, there's more people when I'm gone than when I hopped in. That's pretty funny. So, what does everybody want to talk about tonight? What is one thing I can break down? Let me text to see if we can get the gunsmith on. Hold on. Okay, great. Yes, if KK was involved, he definitely didn't kill them. He's a pedo. Yeah, exactly. I think he's a pedophile. I don't think he's a killer. I definitely think he's a pedophile. But I do think it's another layer to prove Ricky Allen innocent. It's just another issue for the prosecution that if you position these people correctly, there's so much doubt with all the different suspects. I think it only benefits Ricky Allen. It only makes the case. Again, I don't think he's part of it. My opinion. Again, I'm not opposed to other people's opinion. All right, everyone, be nice to Reby. Please, everyone, I need everyone to be nice to all my the moderators, and Criminal Network works really hard. I'm not trying to target anybody, but let's just be calm. I love a good debate. I love good arguments, but be nice to Reby. Okay, so what else? What else do we want to talk about? And again, on Monday, I'll be able to share my screen and we can do like fun stuff. Right now, every time I read the transcript, it'll shut me down. So I don't want everyone to think I'm just like a lame duck here. People with us here, very skills at connecting dots. So it drives us nuts. I say he is. I don't know. Oh, this is a really, you guys are really going at it. This is good. So does anybody else want to hop on for us? And let's talk about chambering around. God, I can't believe the gunsmith guy doesn't hop on. He literally comments in my threads. And he's a smart individual. And he was a Marine. He's a veteran. So thank you for fighting. And I was trying to get him on today. Let me see if he responded to any Facebook. Good combo. Yep, exactly. Man, see, you guys are such pros at this. I could literally let this chat grow. And if they wrote a book just on my chat thread, and ever since I met all you guys, I mean, I just couldn't believe. I mean, and I have to give a shout out to Criminal Network. His blog is phenomenal. And then John Benet Ramsey, which I'm passionate. I mean, this is like a throwback for me back in the day. The Jean Benet Ramsey case of like Burke Ramsey. He has stuff on that blog that is awesome. And if you want to put your blog in, I mean, wait, here's Bezo Jones, because BKK being arrested and charged blows his Dropbox wide open at the trial, and everyone in that Dropbox, they have been protected. That's why Arl wasn't arrested for this. Common sense tells you why you can't compare a spent to an unspent. Thank you, Jenny. Exactly. Yep. Thank you, Reby. Yeah, exactly. Common sense. And Olberg, the forensic bullet analysis, made it seem like very matter of fact, like, hey, this is the reason why he's 100% guilty. And it really was, you know what it reminded me of? And I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but when you listen, okay, and like I've had, not me personally, I have a lot of family members that were in the military, were in different branches of the military. And they were able like to prove it wrong. But what it reminds me of, holy cow, I'm getting old. I forgot what I'm saying. So the unspent, so logic, right? Holy cow, I had something really good. I'm sorry. Oh man. Wait, here. Let me see if I can remember what I was saying. Holy cow. Common sense tells you why you can't compare an unspent and spent. I was arrested. Oberg lacks common sense and self-awareness 100%. I feel that RLKK, someone else. Sorry, I'm late. Darn it. I rewatched the first hour. No worry. Yeah. So, okay. This is what I wanted to say. So with, I think, Michelle Oberg, the forensic analysis with the common sense, it reminded me, if you watch, okay, the Deadpool killer, Wade Wilson, the complete idiot who killed those two good girls, and he was like a 24-year-old kid, good-looking guy, murdered, complete nut job. And what Michelle Erber did, so all the people that think like the state is not going to go after you and not going to twist your story, same with the defense. Like these people are going to give accurate accounts is just ludicrous, because in this particular case, it was the defense. They had a neurologist on, and they showed a screening of his brain, and they showed the lobes of his brain, right? The frontal cortex, and they showed it being thicker in areas than like the brain stem. But what was funny is when they had an actual specialist talk about it, they said, well, it was different layers of his head. Like you weren't getting an actual 3D view. You were cutting down layers of his head. So when you slice the brain, you kind of can make it look like one side, the ventricle looked larger than the other ventricle. So it looked like he was a sociopath. And I'll never forget that. And why I bring that to this case is how you can twist things and how you can say things like chambering around and make it seem, because it's your profession and you're a professional, and how you can tease and trick people with basic knowledge. Exactly, the guy that jacked up his face. If it was Ron and the plan was to get them to his house, why were they undressed under the brick? No, in my opinion, he couldn't get them. There was an altercation, and I think he told Reese Davis there that he said, come with the farm animals, and things just got too out of control. And it didn't go how he thought they would go, and that's what happened. I'm late, but Happy New Year, Ted in the chat. Yep, Happy New Year to you. Thank you. Big shout out there. Yeah, I feel like I'll never forget, guys. If you look up News Nation, there was a News Nation journalist, and she wasn't like Brian Enten, Brian Enten, he might be a News Nation, but there was somebody that spent a good amount of time with, Ron Logan. Ron Logan said to her a bunch of times, and again, I'll put the link in my community post. Ron Logan always told her to come to the animals and come to like pet the pets or the horses, the bunnies, whatever he had. And when she read the jailhouse confession of Reese Davis, she had chills on her spine, because it's exactly what he said to her. He would always say, come pet the animals, come to the animals, come to the horses. And that was really big in her mind of his guilt. And I'll never forget that, because I watched the whole interview. Oh, yep, exactly. Texas lady. She was from Court TV. I think it was Court TV. I think it was like Vinnie Politan, and then it was like a Court TV special. Yep, exactly. Barbara McDonald. Ron Logan was a horrific liar. I mean, that guy was like looking every single way. And even if you go on YouTube on the criminal profilers about how it wasn't Ron Logan, he was like, down the hill. You know what I mean? It was like, all right, dude, you can't even like look straight at someone's face. You have every social cue. You're talking about the girls in third person. So if you look at, I think the YouTube channels R&M Productions, it was the Monster of Monin, or like, God, if I could remember, the Predator of Monin High, whatever. They have a recording of him, and he's walking down his backyard completely fine. He's like a big dude, and he's talking about the girls. Well, if they didn't do that, and it was something where like the son was like, yeah, Ron's got a big mouth. And like Ron kept saying, well, like blaming the victims, like saying like third person, well, if they didn't do this, if the girls were this, like blaming the victim. And it was just very odd, because they asked him if he did it. And he didn't say, no, I didn't do it. He said, they can't prove that I did it. Yep, there we go. He didn't say I didn't do it. So if someone said I murdered somebody, I would reply, I didn't do it. You're crazy. You're insane. He goes, they can't prove I didn't do it. So for all the people that think Ron Logan's innocent, How could somebody say they can't prove I did it? Think of that. Like, I mean, hey, did you do it? Well, you can't prove I did it. No, you would say I didn't do it. I didn't kill these people. Like, I would scream at the top of my lungs. I would act insane. Like, I would want to actually like fight law enforcement if they tried to accuse me of killing somebody, right? I mean, I think most people would. I don't think you'd be like, you can't prove I didn't do it. I did it. No one would say that. Just my opinion. Again, I only go by opinions. Yep, exactly. Right. He did say that. Yep. Thank you. Barbara has a book 2 out. Oh, really? That'd be interesting. Yeah. Plus, Ron Logan said he was good friends with the prosecutor, Nick Blaine. I'd love to hear you. If anybody wants to hop on and tell us a little bit about this, please do. This moves the needle in my mind. Sorry, 1 second. I think that's great. I think, it's like, can you imagine like being convicted of a crime and then actually saying like, you can't prove I did it? Like, just the way you could say that. Again, I'm not some FBI profiler, I'm not a detective, but I'm just using common sense, logic, and reasoning, right? When I like go through these things. And when you're talking like that, when you're giving the social cues, when you're going down the hill, when you're saying certain things, on top of like the FBI saying in week 1, it's you, false alibi before the crime, transfer station, not giving an alibi. But on top of that, saying they can't prove I did it. That's a very suspect way to say, right? So if you're thinking of things, if you're taking a deep dive in something, and again, I'm hearing this from a profiler, a psychologist profiler, like just how we had a psychologist on earlier, like I'm listening to the experts on both sides of the fence, right? I was a person in 2022 before Richard Allen, before I even looked into the case. I mean, I knew about it in 2017, right? It was 100 miles south of Chicago. I have family in Illinois. I wasn't living there at the time, but like I had a lot of friends and a lot of people that are Illinois State Police. A lot of people knew about it, right? So I knew about it. I just didn't look into it like I do now. And it's so obvious to me. And again, that's why we want people to hop on. If you have a reason why you think it's someone else, hop on and tell us. We really appreciate it. And I can't thank you guys enough for all the different angles and all the different opinions. It's a treasure trove of interesting facts. And again, eventually, I want to get Criminal Network. I want to go over JonBenet. I'm super interested in like the Burke thing and JonBenet Ramsey, and like that huge, if that crime happened, they had pages and pages, and it was exact bonus that Dad wrote. So I'd love to eventually go over that, but I know a lot of people want to talk Delphi. Eventually, I want to have billboards. Again, not now, but like I run a small business. And in the beginning of next year, I want to put a certain amount of money towards getting billboards in Oklahoma, right outside of his prison, saying free Ricky Allen. I want to help the wife with the GoFundMe page. Like I want to do things that if I ever, and again, I don't think I'll ever make money on YouTube, but again, like, pie in the sky, right? If I become like Michael Jordan down the road, then I'll put money. But like, I don't run, when I run my business and my passion about freeing Ricky Allen, I don't ever put like YouTube money into the equation. But if it ever made any money down the road through memberships, we put it all towards Ricky Allen too. Again, I don't run anything like that. I don't think YouTube is something you can rely on like that. This is a passion of mine. It's someone who's innocent, someone that didn't do this, in my belief, in my opinion, someone that had a daughter, someone that had a wife, someone that was a good human being in the community, was just a regular Joe, was in the military, had done everything right. And thank you for his service. Girls that need justice. And I feel like when you're under that quota, when you're under pressure from a company, whether it's law enforcement, whether it's a company to find that solution, to find that quota, you're going to push something that's not there. You're going to fit a square peg in a round hole, and you'll do whatever it can. When I was, before I had my company, when I was in sales, it was a 24/7 job. They owned me Monday through Friday. They owned me on the weekends. And the one goal was to hit the numbers no matter however it happened. And they would call you 10,000 times a day. You'd have to give your forecast. You'd be in group calls giving your forecast. You'd be in mid-year sales meetings, national sales meetings, weekly calls, one-on-one. The pressure to hit your number and keep your job and to achieve at a high level was as high as it gets. And the stress of that, now if you tie that into law enforcement with their quotas and having the public pressure of that, I could see a lot of fishy stuff happening because it happens in day-to-day America, happens in small business, mid-sized business, large-scale business. But then when you go into law enforcement, if you watch the interrogation, you can kind of connect the dots like Holman's a corrupt person, right? But I'm sure he had so much pressure on him to be that obvious corrupt. I mean, he wasn't even like a polished, I like to call people that are manipulators, I call them, exactly. Oh God, it was sky high. It was from the Adderall, from flying, from doing everything. I mean, it was nuts. I drove 200,000 miles a year, flying first class, having to pitch plastic surgeons, doctors. I mean, it was crazy. So where I'm going with this is like Holman. When you have a guy that is paid for and bought for from the system, he's even more obvious. He's not the hand up under Mona Lisa's skirt. He's not the wolf in sheep's clothing. He is as obvious an interrogation tactic as I've ever seen. He was like in your face. It was laughable how obvious he was to me. It was like, be a little bit more like the Velvet Hammer approach. Don't be the hammer, right? You want to be the civil villain. That's what I call people. Like you're a villain, but you want to be civil. You don't want to appear as the bad guy, but you are the bad guy. Like he has never taken a class in, which again, I'm not opposed to people not taking classes in manipulation and persuasion. If you read a book called The Games People Play, he definitely didn't read that book because there are ways to persuade people by, whether you're gaslighting somebody, you're playing the victim, you're mirroring them, right? So you're being them. And again, he tried to do that a little bit with his military background, but he was so obvious and so pathetic that I feel like he's missed every good manipulation book that I've ever read. Like he stuck out to me like a sore thumb, just my opinion. Exactly, they're already spinning the narrative. My opinion was Ron Logan. However, the fact that Libby was in kind of King Klein is very odd. Yeah, exactly. So Dorian Gray. So not only, and again, guys, I want to share my video. I want to share all the things. We're getting our studio. We're getting our live stream. And I have to say this because I'm embarrassed. We'll have the right computer to share all the documents and the videos, and we can really walk through things. That's why tonight's a call-in, because I kind of understand that, more than like you just don't want to hear me talk to a screen with like a background of like a grandma mirror in the background. Like I totally understand. We are going to be doing other things, and I thank you for even hopping on. But like the way I see it is there's so much good content in the group chat, in the chat thread, and Ruby's doing such an amazing job of monitoring everyone that I think like, when you have Criminal Network and you have all these other people in the chat thread that are bringing so much value proposition that I feel like, hey, it's worth to attend this show and it's worth to hear, because like, even when I read this chat thread, there are so many people that have so many good points of view. You almost kind of have to like, when you're doing this show, take a step back and almost it humbles you in a way, because there are so many smart people in this chat thread that if you say one thing wrong or one thing that doesn't add up, or you don't have your ducks in a row, you'll get crucified, and even by good people, nice people. And then like Montana Girl, who has been one of the biggest resources for me. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Like Criminal Network, I was reading his exact chat thread one night because I'm like, hey, nobody here wants to like listen to what I have to say if I'm not sharing my screen. So let me read from my phone. It was pretty funny. So again, let's see what else. Does anybody want to call in and give them their take? Again, this is my first time at StreamYard. I have Montana Girl that has helped me so much with hashtags and promoting the channel and really kind of circling it all together for me. Okay, let's see. Oh, beautiful, Jenny. This is a great one. Ron Logan was in much physical shape than Rick. Had to do the crime. Rick has heart stents and heart. Yeah, exactly. Ron Logan was a big dude in great physical shape. Walked down. Yeah, exactly. He was a threat. He was something. So we had a really good psychologist. If you guys missed early on, she broke down the case. She was awesome. She was absolutely awesome. She did a phenomenal job kind of breaking down the case. Okay, let's see. Texas lady, your channel kept his head down a lot at trial. Don't recall anyone saying he was staring the family down. No. I don't think he was staring the family down. No, exactly. I mean, that guy, I mean, he's just not the most talkative individual. And it was like a perfect storm, right? It was like the perfect person to be part of this, be that quiet, and be set up for this crime. I mean, it was a perfect storm. Okay, so I'm going to put out, guys, because people don't want to just hear me. Let's see if anybody wants to call in. Again, you can probably... I would have loved to attend the trial. So we are going to do billboards. Like, we have to go there. So another guy that works for me, he's a construction... He's a home builder. His name is Jonathan Hornebrink, and for fun, like, I'm passionate, but for like just loving true crime, he's gonna go with me, and he is a tall drink of water, so he's gonna be there, and we are gonna try to get the Rig Allen, and we are gonna, the next, as soon as the snow stops, I would say like beginning of February, we're gonna get down to Oklahoma. And we are going to ruffle some feathers, and we're going to be a problem. So like before I jumped on this case, we were everywhere. So we were like the Mercedes Vegas, the Phoenix Street Shooter, Ed Gein, Gacy. I mean, even like stuff that people probably aren't interested in now, we're like out there and like doing it like live. So we're going to be there 100%. I'll definitely take Cian with me. Yep. Richard, wake up, went to work, and came home. That said, he was at home, buddy. He wanted to be with his family. Yep. He wanted, Reby, you're so right on that. He's 100% a family man. He wanted nothing to do with this. He didn't have the right rebuttals because he's a family man with his daughter. He had nothing to even say other than it's not me. Yeah, right. It's my bullet. Yeah, okay, whatever. Like, yeah, prove it's me. BS. It's not me. And he's looking people dead in the eye. Watch an interrogation video. You will find very little interrogation videos where the person they're interviewing is looking the detective dead in the eye and being as obvious and innocent as somebody like Richard Allen. You'll never find that in a million years. I watched probably 1,000 interrogation videos, and maybe 0.001% of them have ever seen anyone be that obvious on how innocent he was, in my opinion. I mean, it was laughable. And my dad's a social worker, and he was laughing, going, oh my God, they really can convict the wrong person. Like, when we watched that, we learned. We're like, holy cow, this is how they do it. This is a textbook example on how you could prey on somebody and how you can get somebody and twist them around, even though they're denying it, and still make them guilty. Like, we watched that, and it was a good lesson for me. I'm like, okay, I know whatever I come across in life to ask for a lawyer, these people don't care. They have, politically motivated from like, from their own office to a little bit higher up. like, holy cow, it really opened my eyes to see how horrible and vicious someone can be. Now, I've seen a lot of interrogations, I've seen how people work, but I've never seen anybody so innocent, so obvious, so like, it was so obvious, it was comical in a sense of how pathetic it was that you could keep prying on this guy. Like, it takes, excuse my French, balls to keep prying at a person that could be that obvious. I would be scared if I was an interrogator. I would be scared of the camera. Okay. If I was pushing a person that looked this obvious to me, I would feel embarrassed on camera. I'd be like, oh my God, what is this camera going to say? They're going to like put me in jail for pushing this guy. It's just terrible. Yeah, exactly. Texas lady, I feel so bad. I feel so bad for him and anyone else that's been set up. I mean, it really was an eye opener for me. And again, I've seen a lot of people get set up in my life and through those true crime videos, but like a family man, wife and kids, a guy that's very monitored, very quiet. It was very scary. It was like, it's not that hard to do. So when you have someone trained in psychology, trained how to like get a guilty verdict, these people are going to school. They're trained. They're good people. Not good people, I'm sorry. They're trained. They're good at what they do. When you take like just someone that is an average day Joe, you can really create a narrative around that. Skin Row, I think they messed his mind up so bad he may truly think he did it. Yeah, I agree. Tax lady, he imagine being in prison knowing you didn't do it. Criminal, you just, oh, sorry, it's moving so fast. It's the old age. You just don't cross the blue line in Indiana. Biggie Fish, do you know if Oberg said the rod found at the scene matched one of his keepsake box? We don't know that. Free Ricky. So, okay, so with that said, does anybody want to hop on and give their take on whether it's Keegan Klein, whether it's Holder, whether it's the guilt around Logan, whether it's about Ricky Allen being innocent? So, like, tonight's a discussion where we'd love to hear. We only have one person. So out of like, there's not a ton of people on right now, but out of 58 people on, there was only one person to give their side, their theory, and she did a phenomenal job. She's a psychologist. She thought it was Ron Logan, and she gave us a lot of bullet points and made a lot of sense. She's awesome. And again, we're not going to pass judgment. We're not going to pick you apart. We'll hear you out. I want to chat with you. All eyes. She's down. Are you? He was a great family man. Wonder why. Let's see what he has to say. Anthony, he was a great family. Wonder why his wife. I don't know how true that is. Okay, I'm duly talking about the other girlfriend. Anthony, she called because she was having a mental health crisis. Yeah, exactly. He was having a mental health crisis. Exactly. So with that said, let me put the see, I can't share a screen or I would. I would read all the transcripts, but when I shared a screen, it all broke down and it didn't work. So I'm scared to do it again because I don't want to lose everybody. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I can read it from my phone. Wait, one second. Let me read it from my phone. And this is perfect. I didn't even realize it. I'll read it from my phone. Shoot. Okay, let me see here. Police. You told investigators, I know you say you don't remember a girl that you ever talked to, but I know you're. No, again, I don't think it's Keegan Klein, but I want to add Keegan Klein because I believe that's just another piece of the puzzle of doubt to make Ricky Allen innocent. It's just another thing that prosecutors should have looked at where you're determining, like, holy cow, we have so many different pieces. How could it be Ricky Allen? Okay, we had police. You told investigators, I know you say you don't remember a girl that you were talking to. Remember Libby German. Police, right? And you know you talked to her and you admitted talking to her client. I don't think I've ever did, though. I think I talked to one of her friends. Like I told them, police, you admitted you talked to her client in Audible, police, for a few hours at a sleepover, and then you blocked her because she was annoying you. Yeah, you're right. You remember that? Yeah. Later in the transcript, the trooper confronts Klein, saying that Anthony Schatz was supposed to meet Libby on the bridge the day she died. Klein responds, see, I don't remember ever saying to meet up with her, though. The trooper quotes a message from Klein to another person after he learned about Libby and Abby's murder, where Anthony Schatz wrote, yeah, we were supposed to meet, but she never showed up. To this, Klein replies, that's a D lie. Police told Klein that he believed at least two people had access to Anthony Schatz's account. Klein said he gave his password to his account to a lot of people. In another transcript given to Fox 59 by Murder Sheet, Jailhouse interview, HLN producer Barbara McDonald, Klein said his father had access to Anthony Schatz's account. Klein also said Indian State Police allegedly told him they knew it was my dad who killed Abby and Libby, which is BS. Police said they believe Libby was being groomed by the Anthony Schatz account, as they knew Libby was speaking to Anthony Schatz at the sleepover the night before she went to the Delphi trail with Abby. The transcripts also review that Klein deleted his search history between February 10th and 15th. According to the transcript, Klein said that his father was freaking out when Klein told him in February of 2017 that detectives said Klein was a suspect in the Delphi murders. His father said his father's a deer hunter, weighs 280 pounds, and was robust enough to walk through the woods and strong enough to retrieve a deer, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I just think it's just another angle that keeps Richard Allen innocent, in my opinion. Does anybody want to hop on? Who's Nick Wolf? Yeah, I have no clue who Nick Wolf is. A suspect left on the list was Detective Lou Smith. So does anybody want to talk to me about Keegan Klein, Brad Holder, the Dropbox Network? Does anybody have any more detail that they'd like to talk? Again, you don't have to show your face. We can do an audio where nobody, sees you. That's what the psychologist did. Does anybody want to speak at all? Let me send you my link. Okay, how about this? If you speak, I will give you a $15 or $20 Visa or MasterCard gift card electronically. So as soon as you speak after the show through Amazon, I will send you a $20 gift card. Just because I'm so interested in what you guys have to say. So let me know. If not, that's fine, but we'll definitely do it. And here's the link. So as soon Yep. No, I definitely want to talk about it. And next week we will when I'm able to share my screen. But tonight's a call in. So I'd like to see if there's anybody that want to call in. If you'd like me to talk about Ron Logan, I will. If you'd like me to talk about Brad Holder, I will. I have the exact same stuff that we've been talking about that I can review. So I can recap Odinism really quick and Brad Holder. Whatever you guys would like me to do, um, please let me know. I definitely think some things are suspect. Anthony, please let us know. Yep, you did. Yep, you did. Okay, so I'll just read. The Odinism followers. Okay, this is Brad Holder, and these are some of the notes. Predrick Westfall. At the time, Brad was married to Amber. Brad married Amber Holder. Brad had 3 sons. Out of the 3 sons, Logan had been in a relationship with Abby for a short while. Brad posted on social media images of ruins in his social media seemed to resemble the way Abby and Libby were found on the bridge. Okay, so this is just some stuff. The investigators believe girls walked in on Brad and Patrick during an odinistic ritual. After they allegedly killed the teens, Brad's ex-wife said Amber also told the authorities that Patrick had confessed to killing Abby. She told about Patrick's confession from Brad. Brad's alibi clocked out from his workplace gym at 2:45, checked into at 4:08 p.m. at his place where he'd work out. A lot of people said that anyone could have got a generic work card. Interrogators completely lost his entire interrogation, Brad's entire interrogation, and they think that Westfall and Holder were part of the Flora fires, and we went under that in a different episode. We need you on the panel. Yep. Please. Who is next? Anthony, were you friends with RL? Anthony, were you really friends with Ron Logan? Please hop on right now. If you were truly friends with Ron Logan, I'll give you a $50 gift card right now on Amazon. It'll go your way if you give me your email. Just hop on and I'll send it your way. So if that's truly real, we'd love to talk about it. Let's see, DB get us fired up. Is there anybody else that would like to hop in the show? I was not friends with RL. Who said that? Oh, sorry. Okay, we'll put that up there. Sorry, Anthony. Okay, so do you believe RA is guilty? If you do, again, there's nothing like we're not going. I would love to just hear your take on it. Why was Libby's? Oh, wait here. Let's see. Why was Libby's phone pinging near Patrick Westfall's house all night? If that's so unreal, why did it ping it in the first place? Does anybody want to answer that? Does anybody want to hop on and answer that? Montana girl, you actually should call in. Why don't you call in and let's hear your take? Come on. Oh, we don't mean for it to getting weird. You're right. Okay. I won't. I didn't even think of that. That's a great point, Dorian. Thank you. Oh, good one. Last time I wanted to go on tree yarn would have let me. Okay, let's let you hear. We can literally just copy. Yep, that's fine, Montana girl. Anthony, you're more than welcome to come on. We can hear your thoughts on the issue. Please, I put the StreamYard link. If anybody wants to speak up, please do. He definitely is a suspect. He gave a false alibi before a crime was actually found and then went to the transfer station and didn't give any alibi to anybody. So the next stream, we're going to have the gunsmith on. We're going to be talking about the unspent bullet, and we're going to take a little bit more of a deeper dive. We're going to talk about transcripts and Ricky Allen's appeal, and we're going to get to the like brass tacks of things. That's going to be coming up next. Is there anybody that wants to speak on anything right now? Yep, I did not get William. We're still working with him, trying to get him on board. He said he would give me some times. So, Jamie, the alibi of Ron Logan, it was an alibi and full things are very compelling, confusing. Exactly. So, within 31 days of getting the search warrant, he had a hoarder's house, and he remodeled the house, the drains, everything. Where if you would take a shower or clean your hands, he remodeled all that. So he had a completely clean, like bath fit or bathroom, spigot and span, as clean as possible. The entire house was like a complete disaster. On top of that, he pinged, the FBI thought on week one, where he was pinging was exactly the time the girls got murdered, the time the girls got moved, and then at 10:30 at night, an incoming text. He was right around the bodies. And then on top of that, he gave a fake alibi to someone saying he was at a fish store before the actual crime was identified, before they knew the girls got murdered. So to do that beforehand really makes you part of the crime or guilty, in my opinion, and the FBI's opinion. New pipes, exactly. All new pipes, completely remodeled everything. He had a ton of new pipes, new evidence. He had everything like perfectly done. Exactly. He did not use the alibi going to the dump. So for me, the proof's really in the pudding on that, because of the fact that he didn't do that. Like, why wouldn't he do that? Why do you do that with like the murder, you know? Okay, does anybody want to call in and give their take? Shoot, I spilled. 1 second. Spilled water. Does anybody want to give their take at all on the Dropbox or Keegan Klein? Hold on, sorry, I just spilled. Ron did say he drove to the dump. This is all they get. Okay, come on, guys. Who wants to hop in? So, our next stream will be able to show a lot of the details and a lot of videos. But right now, we'd love someone to call in. We only had one call in. If anybody wants to call in. There's so much good content too on the stream here. Let's see here. Let's see what the gunsmith guy said. This is key. When was the Dropbox discovered? Great job, Jenny. When was the Dropbox? Does anybody know when the Dropbox was discovered? Please, does anybody want to talk about the Dropbox? I think that's big. I think the criminal network of the Dropbox, that's what I've been hearing. Please, you're more than welcome to hop on. I think Anthony's calling in, isn't he? Or did he leave? I think he left, Deb. I think he left. Can't remember. You need to go all eyes, Ted. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I'm just watching what everybody's writing, and it's impressive. So sorry for a little bit of a slower evening tonight. I thought we were doing a call in, and I'm just reading. There's so much good intel on what everybody's saying. I figured, hey, we'll hear from the people on the show. Why did they kill Ferenzi? 3 years before he was arrested for it. Why did they kill Ferenzi? Dropbox was with Anthony. Thank you at Criminal Network. You need to go all eyes, Ted. Are you talking about the eyes when I True Crimson? Come on, let's take a deep dive. I really want someone to give me good substance. Let's talk it out. I like these informal deals like this. So law enforcement messed this case up from day one. Exactly. Well, exactly. Let's put this up. Oh, I didn't know about the Dropbox. This is big. Thank you, Ron. They messed it up on day one. I don't care anybody's opinion. This has been the most messed up case I think we've ever seen. All eyes, a channel, a website with a ton of docs and timeline. Tell us about the Dropbox. Then, if you know about it, don't worry if it's slow, Ted. We don't care. I'm in and out, so can't call. No problem, thank you. Yeah, sorry, tonight's a little bit with, again, I had a little bit too much fun here on New Year's Eve. I probably shouldn't be for my age, but I was telling Montana Girl I'm a little bit tired from last night, so I'm relying on people to kind of help out the channel tonight. Here's Jamie. I feel like they have something in the Dropbox they want to cover up or hide, or maybe, yep, great point, Jamie. Yeah, New Year's kind of kicked my butt. Me and Montana Girl were talking. It beat my butt tonight. So call in litigation. Yep, Raby. Jamie, I feel like they have something in the Dropbox they want to cover high. Yeah, please. I want to hear anybody's take on it. It would be great if someone had a take on it. Let me see if I can text people to hop on. Oh, my buddies text me some of the food he made for New Year's. He got kicked out of his house, or not his house, his girlfriend's house. They live in Chicago, right where the Cubs play, and she tossed him because all he does is go to sporting events. So he tried to make it up with her, and he created this like really good meal. And he picture texted me a couple hours ago this like really good meal. I'm like, dude, you're not a chef. How did you do that? Anyways, I just feel so bad for Richard Allen. Yep, Ron Logan told his cousin to say that exact thing. Oh, here we go. Steve, beautiful. Yep, Ron Logan told his cousin to say that they left between 2 and 2:30, the exact timing of the kidnap. Exactly, thank you. I don't know about the Dropbox. Please advise. Montana Girl, yes. I just feel so bad for Richard Allen. God, me too. It's absolutely crazy. It's horrible. Does anybody want to talk about the Dropbox? I'll come up. Please give me 5 minutes. What does that mean? I'll come up. Please give me 5 minutes. Hey, Jenny, does that mean that you'll speak in 5 minutes? Oh, beautiful, Jenny. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're really helping out somebody that went out a little too late on New Year's Eve. Keegan Klein's digital Dropbox. Oh, here we go, Montana girl. Keegan's Klein digital Dropbox, the investigation, Anthony Shaw's profile, fake social media account, detectives focus on. So, Montana girl, before you hopped on, I was reading the transcripts from Keegan Klein, but because when we were talking earlier today about my Google Chromebook and the computer that we're getting with the studio, I was trying to share Keegan Klein transcripts on this, excuse my French, this stupid computer. And I was reading, and I must have been reading to myself for 15 minutes. And then it was disconnected on StreamYard. And thanks to Montana Girl, she had told me about StreamYard, but I was reading on it. And the whole thing shut down. I was literally reading just to myself about the entire transcripts. And that's why I can't do it again. And by Monday, we are going to not only have an awesome chat thread with everyone on here, but we're going to, on top of that, be able to have good data, and it won't happen again, everyone. Here we go, the connection. While Klein was investigating extensively due to his communication with Libby German shortly before the murder, he has not been charged with the death. Exactly. CSAM. Okay, yep, I've heard that. I bet law enforcement are using a Dropbox. Okay, thought I would see if my laptop works now. How's everybody doing? Yeah, mine isn't doing too good, but we're doing good, Shay. Thank you. Skin Row. Vito told KK that it was the biggest CSAM ring in the history of Indiana. Then it went nowhere. Thank you again. Hi, Shay. I said earlier. Hey, Shay, let's get you on the panel. Yes, please, everybody on the panel. Especially, I love Criminal Network, man. He is an awesome human being. Let's see here. Hold on a second. I am trying to get one of my buddies on who was a Green Beret, if he could talk about chambering around. He's always freaked out to jump on YouTube, though. It's pretty funny. All right, let's see. Shay Watson. Hey, Shay, let's get you on the panel. Shay, Shay, if you guys want to hop on here, let me see if I can invite some people on. Those are theories about distribution concerning hiding files within video images. I know you told me that. Here is Doreen Gray. No clues of evidence of involvement with the crime. They got him on solid CP evidence, though. I love all your guys' info. Really appreciate it. You guys really keep everything going. I'm so lucky to have, again, I don't know how long this will actually last, but I mean, I have to say I'm very thankful to have you guys on the channel and to comment, because I feel like we need to all go to, oh, here we go. Who's this? Digital. Another idea is the parents in the area don't want the Dropbox exposed because several numbers of their kids. Yeah, great point. At Montana Girl, how can you tie the Dropbox to the crime scene and what happened to those girls? Next one, I think he has a lot of names. Montana Girl. So I would just be curious. If you think it's Ron Logan, how many people in here think it's Ron Logan? Press 1. Criminal Network, well said. Hi, Jenny. I didn't think anyone could see me and had no sound, so I left. Now I'm back on. Thank you, Shay. Montana Girl through online. Predators, 1-1. Oh, man, we have a lot of Ron Logan. Yep. I have 1, too. I'm going to put 1. Thank you. Okay, great. All right. So we have enough people that think it's 1. One second, let me see what the Green Beret guy is doing. My own buddy, Green Beret, is scared to hop on. Libby was talking to people online. RL had a barn. Oh, there we go. RL had a barn with meat hooks. I've always felt, Sandra, I always felt that Ronald took at least Abby in the barn. Digital, I think Libby was going to spell something, but she had so much stuff surrounding her, hard to narrow that down. Ron, 11, I think 100% bird guy. Jamie, what was one for? Just if you think it's Ron Logan. Let's see what Shay said at Criminal Network. What's it about? You know me, I'm all for the due process. You people are great. Maybe they were unalive the day night before the bizarre alibi and fish stories. Lysandra said one. Thank you. Agree. Montana girl Lysandra, but no, but Cheyenne had the type of training. Shay Watson, I know I was hoping to hear you on the panel. Yes, Criminal Network, exactly. My stream slowed down. I don't know why. Montana girl should work for a funeral home. Nelly, I believe 6 devices were collected from client on February 25th, 2017. CISA said those weren't investigated until 2020. Client contacts law enforcement the 27th February to turn in an iPhone that was forgotten. Good stuff, Nelly. Crimson Lover 9365. People that live in the area are weird. Digital 7983. I don't agree 100% with anyone's theory, including my own. That's kind of like me. Sandra Montana Girl, do you have your own channel? Yeah, Montana Girl is an amazing author too. I do, but I don't use it much. Montana Girl is literally, if you read about her life story and how she came to the woman she is today, it's very inspiring. I mean, it was some of the best content I've ever read. Skin Row, have you watched? Yes, thank you, Skin Row. Monster on the Monin, R&M, Ted. Perfect. Spot on. Everybody should watch that. Go to R&M Ted Productions, Monster on the Monin. Awesome. Hands down. We are not worthy. We are not worthy. Love it, love it, love it. Anthony Francis, Ted played the video around Logan at the wayside where he's on. I would, Anthony France. So on Monday, I will, once we have our studio and our computer. Right now, anything I share on my screen, which I've said for a couple live streams now, and I know you're new to this, it breaks down, or it just wouldn't be me. I'd be reading all this information. I read about the case. I mean, she's an amazing author, hands down. I sent you one friend link. How do you read everything else? I believe the driver is loaded with high-profile personalities. His name is Case, and that's why I never heard about it again. Most people renovate their kitchens before the bathroom. Oh, that's a great point, Sunflower. That's really a great point. Well said. Anything valid is now gone. Okay, will anybody hop on, you think? Let me see here. Let's put it again. Sorry, tonight's a little bit of a slow night being a New Year's Day. Where can I read your stuff? Yeah, Montana Girl sent her the stuff. Sorry, we're just a little bit beat. I'm a little bit banged up from New Year's Eve. Let's see what Digital said. Shay, Jared was a fall guy for a much bigger problem. Medium. Hey, okay, Jenny, why don't you hop on here? I'd love to hear your thoughts on whatever you want to talk about. It really helped us for this evening. Ted's a little bit banged up from New Year's. Ron, on the hearing, was moved to Westfield for safekeeping. they held hearing without counsel of Richard Allen at the hearing, and in the end, didn't have Richard Allen have a choice to accept the move or not. Jenny, why don't you hop on? Thank you, Criminal Network. A platform, Medium. Yep, Medium for sure. Montana Girl sent me Medium. It is. She's got so many good things. Lysandra, Richard, Logan gave me the creeps the minute I seen him. I love this. This is so true. Okay, are you let's see, are you hopping on by any chance? Okay, I'm going to send it again. One more time, guys. I'm sorry. I just would like someone to kind of hop in. I am a little bit exhausted from last night. I apologize. We'll definitely keep doing this. Did you hear about the guy? What is this one? Hear about the guy that just got any for your son? Yikes. Yeah, this is crazy. RL was a high school prom king. I know that's crazy. Dorian Gray, 9702, question in the chat. Does the original scheduled young man with hair resemble Elvis Fields? Montana Girl said yes. Reeby, no, I didn't hear that. Shay. Yep, this white notorious KK. Everyone had a 3 year scrub themselves out of Dropbox. Montana Girl, they said add thanks. Could be tough French though, but supposedly has an alibi. More LH. Criminal Network, Elvis Fields, if we were in this high school, nobody was homeschooled. It's crazy. Looks just like Mayor Evans. He gave Hutch time only. Looks exactly like Tiger French. Okay, so if no one's gonna hop on, I hate to do this. I just don't want to not have enough content for everyone. Oh wait, getting Mike ready. Oh, Jenny, perfect. Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, I'm forward as long as people call in. I just don't want to bore anybody because I'm moving a little bit slower with New Year's Eve and being New Year's Day. So here, let me put up another. Okay, I'm going to be right back. Okay. I'm almost done, okay? Oh, go good, buddy. Okay, you guys ready? There's a lot of you. Oh my God, there's more people that are on when I'm not on, not when I'm am on. Like there's Shane Evans' voice was on the radio search, Elvis Fields' involvement. So, what would everybody think if I went to speak to Richard Allen's wife, or went to the prison? Would you like to see that in the next one? Because we're definitely going to travel down there. I just need to know. 1 second here. Reby. We're going to bring Reby to the studio. Yes, my heart hurts for Kathy. Yep, we'll definitely be down there. Absolutely. Okay, good. Yep. So a big part of what we do is we like to go to the places indirectly. What happened was when we covered Delphi, more people just wanted to talk about it, but I still want to get boots on the ground because that's what we do, especially being in the Midwest. We want to cover that area, and that's what we do best. So if you look at, I don't know if any of you guys know the baseline serial killer, but I went to every murder scene. I went to the house of the baseline killer, and it was in Phoenix. So we want to be boots on the ground too. We just don't want to do live streams. We want to get at it, especially for Ricky. We want to do whatever we can to try to get him free. Yeah. Yep. For sure. We'll be careful. Again, bring it. I mean, whatever happens to me, I don't care as long as we get the message across. I live my life. I'm happy. I've lived long enough. I don't care what happens to me. I want to make sure that we spread the word. I was out there a couple of years ago, and I want to really get out there and do everything we can. Or is this Jenny again? Not so tech savvy. Give me a second. Oh my God, Jenny. That's okay. I'm not tech savvy either. I tried to share my screen. The whole thing broke down. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've run my own business for the expenses for this. I don't even care because I'm passionate about this case, and I'm passionate about getting to the bottom of it, getting down to the brass tacks. Give me 10 minutes, switching to my computer, and I'll chat. Who's this? Litigation examiner. Whoa. Sounds good. Holy cow, I'll definitely stand for this. Tiny ad floor, I think they're all connected. Ted, I just opened up a phone line. Ted, just open up a phone line. So I have this. Again, it's not that easy. I'm a little bit technology slow, being I'm a little bit older in life. So I'm sorry. Here is what I have. I could have you just call my cell phone and we can put it on speaker. I don't know. Trust the FBI. Bridge guys around Logan. Exactly. Thank you, Criminal Network. We see eye to eye there. Someone said, Sarah, what is this? Digital, 793. Someone said Sarah Carval's father was in Evansdale. Anybody know anything about him? I heard he was questioned several times about Delphi. Good stuff, man. Were you getting that info from Haunted Parlor? BH, so that's Brad Holder and Patrick was responsible for the Flora fire. So, yep. So I read that, and we'll definitely go through that again, but I read that. I'd love to read that again. I just can't share my screen tonight, and I'm so sorry. The same psychic who helped locate Camellia Mendoza, 100% truth, Mrs. Haunted Parlor. Dorian Gray always has good things to say. No, do not put your phone number on the screen. Thank you for looking out for me. Have a blessed night. Oh, fire was connected to Libby's grandmother. Thank you, Mimi Tanya. Thank you. I was wondering how it all kind of came for a circle. Thank you. Anthony France. FBI did think exactly Ron Logan was involved. 100%. And that's what I'm going with. Montana girl. You dropped that bomb and split when someone asked for a receipt. Yo-Yo Corazon. Patrick Westphal was paid to execute. Sunflower Lola. Ted, you look like an important person at your job. Thank you. I try to. Don't give me too much credit. Criminal Network, Stephanie Thompson and daughter were killed in a house fire. She did all the polygraph tests for ISP. I love Criminal Network. Montana Girl Criminal Network. Montana Girl, we have to say thank you to Montana Girl. She's the reason why StreamYard actually happened. I logged in for the first time and I had no clue what I was doing. And she literally gave me like tips on how to like do anything. And I'm sitting there like trying to figure it out. Thank God. Oh yeah, Logan Sport, fire, 6 killed, later holder. Yep, I believe that. Yo-Yo, Flores, PW, and Delphi's. Huh, interesting take. All right, is Jenny hopping on or she still can't get connected? One. Interesting stuff here. Mimi Tanya, there's a channel on YouTube that has put it all together with pictures. There's pictures of the group of the Otis and the Flora House, I believe. And there's also pictures, they said there's somebody that's friends on Brad Holder's Facebook site saying Michael Peterson, if you look at it. Oh, shoot, I just lost Jenny. Wait 1 second. Hey, Jenny, how's it going?
Pretty good. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you great. Go ahead. Yep, all good. Perfect. Thank you for coming on.
No worries. This is my first time, so.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you can hop on. So we wanted to pick your brain. What would you like to go first? Would you like to talk about who you think the suspect is, or more of like Richard Allen, or what would you hop on about?
Well, just to even begin with, Richard Allen didn't even get a fair trial. That's like, you have to start there, first of all.
Yep, exactly.
And so the appeal is going to take forever. But I also feel like if we can bring attention to people that are higher up, people in more power, that might help bring attention to this case, because there's a lot of people that have no clue, or that just saw what they saw on TV and were like, oh yeah, the state, they got it, they know what they're doing, always trust the state. And there's a reason why we have a constitution.
Right, exactly. So who, like, out of all the different angles, who, and I'm not asking you to say like 100%, but what do you think happened? Like, who do you think convicted, or who did the crime, or who allegedly, again, I don't mean to put you on the spot. I'm not saying 100%.
That's okay. I think Ron Logan probably had something to do with it. I mean, at the very, very least, it was on his property.
Yeah, right.
And the way that they treated him as a suspect is not how they treated Rick Allen. That's not how they treated Keegan Kline. There's a stark difference in how Richard Allen has been treated. But I think that Ron Logan has something to do with it. I think that Brad Holder is highly suspicious, especially knowing that your son's girlfriend was murdered, and now you want to make videos putting on different hats saying you think I'm the murderer. That says something about, at minimum, about his soul. I mean,
exactly.
That's just gross.
Yeah. It is weird that his son, out of all things, and like Ron Logan, I'm there with you. I think, if I had to put people on like who is the person that I believe committed the crime, I would say Ron Logan, but then I would say right under that, after that, would definitely be Brad Holder son. Like, there's something fishy there.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it's really good to hear from someone like that has the same kind of common sense. And again, I'm not trying to isolate other people's thoughts, but like, for what you're saying, I couldn't agree any more with you. I think those are the two people that I can't wrap my head around, and it's driving me absolutely crazy about, because those two have a lot of different things against them, especially around Logan, obviously.
Absolutely. And Elvis Fields, how did he know what he knew?
Yeah, right. Jeez.
Either somebody connected, somebody involved had to tell him, or he was there at some point.
Right. Exactly. God, that is just crazy. So how long have you been following the case?
Oh, I think probably beginning of 2020 when I heard about it. And I live out in Oregon, so yeah, I didn't even know about it until 2020.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
So
So that tells me a lot of people don't know about this case, or just, go with the state. And generally, I would side with a prosecutor. Generally, a prosecutor holds themselves to a certain standard. They have ethics and whatnot. But in this case, I can't do that. They've shown me who they are, the entire state.
Yeah. I agree with you 110%. They really showed us who they are. And like I am just like that, where I would always typically side with the prosecution, but I mean, in this situation, it's absolutely insane. And so I heard a little bit about it early 2018. I didn't pay attention to it. I just kind of got creeped out by the whole all points bulletin, the bridge guy stuff. And then I would say probably around 2021, right before Richard Allen, it started creeping up on me. And then when I seen him, I'm like, oh, that's him. Okay, they got it. Justice for the girls. And then I started to dig a little bit deeper, and it was pretty scary how they can kind of twist the facts on someone. And that's what brought to my attention. So.
Yeah, that's very scary, and it could be any one of us.
Yeah, that's a great point. Well, thanks so much for your input. I really appreciate you hopping on.
Sure, thank you for having me.
Yep, thank you. We hope we can get you again, and you have a nice evening.
Absolutely, you too. See you guys in chat.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to... Okay, let's see. Shay Watson. Thank you so much. That was great, Jenny. We really appreciate that. Shay Watson, I kept this the fact that everything she said about the bridge video was actually the cartoon Roblox thing. Read him. I need to understand why no one will question that. Ask Becky why she made a point of dropping the book title Promise Not to Tell. Yeah, that is great. Okay, is there anybody else that wants to hop on? I mean, we can always revisit this in the next stream and take a little bit more of a deeper dive. If anybody wants to hop on, let me know. And I don't mean to cut this short. It's just with, New Year's and my computer not being able to share the screen right now. I don't want to leave anybody hanging. Who's this? Why for Murky, though? When he confirmed all these other suspects. Let's see some of this. That FBI never should have removed the case. The reflections of the officials and pinning the crime on random CBS worker. They did botch the case. Exactly. Dorian, you made a great point. Oh, 100%. Be right back. My dog has to go. I have to excuse myself. Okay, everyone. Well, I appreciate all the content, and we'll be on the next live stream. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone have a great new year, and we'll be taking a way more deeper dive. Trying to get StreamYard to allow the mic access. Oh, okay. 1 second then. We have another person. Here is the StreamYard access. Thank you, Anthony. We're usually a lot more engaging. I usually talk more, and we have more documents to finish, or we have more documents to read, and we will have that moving forward. Let's see. We didn't have anything to implicate the victims. Ted. Have you done Ted Bundy? He was a lawyer too. I have. That's funny. We definitely will be reviewing Ted Bundy. It's funny you said that. Happy New Year 2016, everyone. Thank you, Ted, for this great community created. Thank you for being part of the community. If it wasn't for you guys, we'd be nothing. That's funny, Criminal Network, the Ted Bundy thing. He definitely would speak to himself. Happy New Year to all. Thank you. I don't know if the other person's going to hop on. If not, we can always do the next show. Yes, definitely great minds, Jenny. She's awesome. Okay, there's somebody hopping on. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Lit? Let's see if we can get her on. She's on, but I don't know. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if I can fix her mic. Can you hear us by any chance?
Can you hear me?
I think we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Hold on, let me try again. Wait. Holy cow, you just disappeared. I heard you, but then it didn't hear you. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Shoot. Okay, let's try it again. Sorry about that. Everyone could hear you. I heard you, and then it didn't. I am so sorry about that. I actually do. I do. I drive a yellow. That was pretty good. Ted, do you drive a yellow buck? That's pretty good. How did you pinpoint me as Ted? No, I'm kidding. I don't. I'm not Ted Bundy. Okay, I want to hear this prosecutor litigation person that's probably going to sue me. Hold on. Let's put the link out again. Person's going to set us straight. Might be Holman's wife. Try it again. It's probably Holman's wife. She's probably logging on to chop my head off. Okay, that's fine. Indiana litigation examiner. Yes, I'm definitely hungover, Dorian Gray. Yes, Criminal Network for detective. That was pretty good, Criminal Network, to say the Ted Bundy thing. And the show's called Ted Investigates. I don't know, anyone could put two and two that quick together. Yeah, I lived in Seattle and Utah. I'm kidding. All right, let's see if we have someone sign on. If not, Ted Investigates is investigating the pillow. Oh, here we go. Add to stage. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, good. I can hear you. How's it going?
Good, okay. Sorry, this is my first time, so.
Oh, no problem at all. Please speak away, whatever your thoughts are, whether if it's a suspect or if it's Richard Allen or whatever you'd like to share with us.
Okay, am I creating an echo or is it just echoing on my end?
No. It sounds
Okay.
really good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So,
Yep.
sorry, this is really
You're
throwing me
all
off.
good.
I have an echo. Trying to figure out. I've never used StreamYard before, so.
Just on the rest of the US.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you good.
Okay, perfect. I stopped the echo going on. So, all right. So, I'm new to your channel. I just hopped on and then, but I try to watch everything Delphi that I can. So, I don't really know your take or your theories about it. I don't really have a set theory of what I think happened, just because there's so many logical ways that this could go. But I do know that, well, that we've seen a lot of evidence that isn't complete, and that's probably why it could go a lot of ways.
Correct. Yep.
So you've talked a lot about Ron Logan. So I assume you're on the Ron Logan train here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely open to everybody's opinions on the case. I feel with Richard Allen, I feel like there's enough suspects, there's enough angles to kind of point him against not being guilty. Ron Logan, I'm probably on the Ron Logan train of guilt because of the fact, with the FBI and the alibi. But I mean, again, I'm not opposed to other people's theories. I think this case has so many different twists and turns, and that's why we're always hearing people. I mean, there's a lot of people that have different point of views.
So do you think that Ron Logan was connected to the Keegan Kline or anyone related to Keegan Kline?
Yeah, that's actually a great point. I really, I wouldn't bet my life on that. I think I would be 50-50 on that. I think with Keegan Kline, when I think about this logically and think about, like he was catfishing the girls the day of the murder, he's like a child pornography guy and is in prison. I definitely, it raises questions about his connection with other people. Ron Logan, his kind of background with meth and different things. I mean, I'm definitely not opposed to that. I definitely know my head kind of spins in circles with all these different people. Like, I don't know who to connect who with. So, like, I'm definitely open to hearing about that. If someone put a gun to my head, let's put it this way, if someone put a gun to my head, I wouldn't say, hey, this is certain or that's certain. Like, I definitely am open. It's one of the crazier cases we've seen. It's not so black and white,
So do you think that Ron Logan had any connections with any of the victims' family members, as far as like within like who is responsible for the crime?
Yeah, I definitely think that could be a possibility.
Because if not, the thing I struggle with is, so many different variations of the timelines for the families leading up to, not only right after the murders happened, but all the way up until trial. And now knowing that they knew exactly when the girls had been dropped off, because we know that the Hoosier Harvest Store video was collected right after everything happened. So we know that the timeline was established, yet the family still continued to say, 1 o'clock, then 1:30, then now 1:49. And, law enforcement allowed them to say that. They continued to say, the 1:30 for the longest time. I can't see why so many stories are flip-flopping when there's no connection. That's where I get hung up. It's like you have all of these people in front of the media doing interviews, giving information that eventually they change, and I can't connect them back to anything. So I think whoever is responsible for this obviously has a lot of connections, but also connected somehow to the family. I mean, I just can't see why the times would be changing so much if there was no connection. And maybe not, physically have anything to do with the crime itself, but there's some sort of protection going on as far as what they say.
Yeah, I think you made a valid point. I think there's a lot of changing of timelines, and I think it's tough to kind of cipher through all those people and get an accurate gauge on it. I think when we're looking at Ricky Allen, I think with the evidence that's, in my opinion, pointing towards him compared to all the different suspects, I think we can say, there's a pretty good chance they don't really have solid evidence with him. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, it's very difficult, with Ron Logan on who he knew, his background.
Right. I mean, as far as Richard Allen goes, that's a tough one for me, because obviously they haven't shown enough evidence to fully make him guilty. But, at the same time, with everything leading up to the trial and all of the information that was put into different filings, there was nothing that the defense attorneys put in that even hinted at, anything to verify his alibi. With collecting his computer, and although they didn't have his original phone, I feel like there would have been a way to get something that could hint or lead them to a more accurate timeline. And not only that, but his mom, sister, even Kathy, was he still wearing the same clothes as he described he was wearing, or close to what he was wearing when you got home and he was asleep on the couch? Was there any laundry that was going? It's just, I have a hard time, because I just feel like with anything in this case, there should have been more information about everybody. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think law enforcement, in terms of some of the evidence, they dropped the ball early on. With FBI, first week of the case, they had a pretty good grip on it. But yeah, I mean, you can go down a rabbit hole with, trying to figure out what Ron wore, what he didn't wear, his gun, and I mean, I completely agree with you. I mean, there's just so much with, Richard Allen and trying to figure out what he had, what he wore, and all the different suspects on the bridge. I mean, it's just a complete mix-up of different witness testimonies and his wife, and it's just very tough, to pinpoint it on him because of all the different witnesses saying different things and no one even knowing, and him
Right.
coming forward at the very beginning, and then they went after him after the fact, and when they could have kind of went after him when it really happened, when they could get to the evidence at his house and what he had, but years
Right.
down the road, it's a conundrum of screwed up things,
Right. Yeah. The only thing, I just feel like everybody that was there at the trails seemed to be connected in some way. Right.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. It's a Monday. The girls had school off. And so besides, all the kids being out there, it's a work day. It's a Monday. So the other thing is, you have witnesses at the trail. Okay. There's the person that the girls saw by the trailhead. There's the muddy, bloody guy, right? And then there's the guy from 8 a.m. that didn't have any teeth. So it's like you have all of these people who are connected, and then you have all of these random people who nobody seems to know. Nobody recognizes them from a small Indiana town, which is not normal, I can tell you that. And then you have Richard Allen, right? So it's like, it makes me like stop and think, okay, well, even the fact that it was a work day, how do you feel about the CSX transfer with the bridge like happening right after happening right after the murders? Do you think that's tied in any way?
Yeah. I think whether he's dumping stuff, but he didn't have an alibi for that, and but he had an alibi for when the crimes happened and were discovered. I think that's really fishy. But again, we're kind of up in the air. I think the one thing we know is if there's that much documentation with Ron Logan, and then you go to Keegan Kline, and then you go to the ritual killings, you have enough to say that Richard Allen is, there's not enough evidence to convict him. And then you look at how much they withheld from the jury. The one thing I can safely say, or at least in my opinion, is Richard Allen didn't have a good trial.
Right. Yeah. Due process was definitely, not even a thought for the judge and Nick.
Yeah.
So with the CSX transfer, the high bridge being transferred by that company, I just keep having this thought, those people had to be out there, right? The people doing the testing. I mean, they were out there right after the murders. They're the ones who put up the gate so the people couldn't cross the bridge and make sure that the area was cleared, because they were doing the soil testing and the contamination testing. So with it being a Monday and having all these random people that the girls didn't know, or the three men, whatever, I've always wondered, could it be the people who were out there getting ready to do the work on the bridge because it was getting ready to be transferred?
Right.
So,
right.
They kept asking the public for help. This could be someone who lives local, but it could be someone who works out here. So if you have other people who are not necessarily like locals to Delphi, but you have people maybe from the surrounding area who are working for the contracting company who did the work on the bridge, or for Indiana Heritage, who is the one that's taking over the bridge, are they out there getting everything prepared? Did we, check those people's alibi?
Yeah.
We have the guy who was spraying at the cemetery, which is another thing. It's February. I mean, I don't really know a lot about spraying for pests or what he was actually spraying for, but what do you spray for in February? Is there something that I don't know about? But I just thought that was odd, and it being at the cemetery, I don't know.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Again, I agree. There's so many different weird stuff. You can take so many different turns with this case and point at so many different fingers, and it's just seems like it's never ending, right? It's just
right. I do feel like it's a lot of noise. They put people in front of the cameras, release certain things to create noise and confusion. Look this way, don't look this way, that type of thing.
Right.
So I feel like it's going to be very difficult to ever get to the truth.
Yeah. No, I really think it is. I really am spinning in circles every day, every week with this case, and you made a lot of good points. Like it's crazy. The one thing we're just focused on with Ricky Allen is how many different moving parts there's besides him, and I think when you add all those up, I think you can make a pretty compelling case for him. But yes, in terms of who's the suspect and who did what exactly happened in the timelines, it's extremely complicated.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why the family, or Richard Allen and Kathy, didn't testify. I mean, obviously that's their right to do or not to do. I wish somebody would have testified, or they would have asked his sister and daughter a few more questions, but that opens the door. So you just never know.
Me too.
But,
I agree.
yeah. So You said you were going to visit the area soon?
Yep. In the next few weeks. January's a little tough towards the end of January. I was
Okay.
down there a couple of years ago, but definitely want to, go to the area.
You might consider going to the library and maybe seeing if they have any old articles that are archived for the bridge transfer, or, any of the players involved that maybe aren't published online. Or I always thought the library would be maybe somewhere that held some information.
Oh, I'd love that. Yeah. Thank you. Yep. That's something I'll write that down, take into consideration for sure.
Yeah, and if you're not too far, the Indiana State House in Indianapolis, whenever the appellate court gets, hopefully they hear oral arguments, but check that out.
Oh yeah. Yep, for sure. Definitely on that. Let me just write that down. Thank you. Well, yeah, I appreciate your hindsight into this, and thank you so much. I definitely agree with you. There's a lot of twists and turns and a lot of things that we go down rabbit holes with. So
Right. There's like so many, I could go on forever, but
Yep.
the was it John Weaver on the law enforcement radio activity when they said a civilian had just reported that the girls were found in the water. Can you confirm? And they said it was a guy named John Weaver. Now, I don't know what John Weaver actually was, if there's a John Weaver that lived in Delphi or not, but I heard that there's a John Weaver that was close to the Flora fire, like maybe like a neighbor or something. But there's also a John Weaver that works for Purdue, and he is he does a lot of historical preservation, and he's something with contamination. So it, of course, someone that like connects back to multiple aspects with everything. So I don't know, might be something else to look into.
Oh, thank you. Yep. I'll definitely. I've heard the name John Weaver. That's actually great. I'm writing that down.
I hope that's the right name. If not, listen to the correspondence with the law enforcement.
Yep. I should do that this evening. It's actually smart of you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
If you do visit the bridge, what I've always wondered, it was the audio from the bridge guy video. You can hear Abby talking to Libby. You can hear how loud her voice is, but then when bridge guy comes up, I always wondered how far away would he actually have to be for the phone to pick up that audio that clear,
Right.
So I wondered if someone could just take a phone out there and just, have someone walk up and see the level of, the voice as someone's walking up.
Right. Oh, that's very interesting.
Especially with an iPhone 6, I can't imagine the microphone on that would be as good as, I don't know. I mean, you can hear the car, but the car or the motor, I guess. I don't know if it's a car or not, but it's muffled,
Right.
So to pick up a voice of someone walking that far away, could you actually hear it that clear? Anyway.
Very interesting.
So, yeah, I appreciate you letting me come on and talk Delphi.
Yep. Well, thank you. We appreciate your time, and thanks for all the hindsight you had.
Yeah, not a problem.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, everyone, thank you so much. That was awesome. Really appreciate the call in. It was great info. We appreciate the call in. So that was phenomenal. Thank you. That was definitely going to listen to a lot of the things she had to say. You guys have a wonderful night. I'm going to close the stream now. I appreciate everybody. And thank you for the call in. We'll be live here soon, but that was a wonderful call in. We really appreciate that. So everyone, you have a great New Year's, and everyone take care, have a healthy 2026, and we'll see you in a day or so.